See if it works with just this brown. Have it a little bit crossways to the side. Oops. And I guess I needed a little bit more brown going in. So that's fine. Easily removed and easily fixed, right? That's it. I am trying not to squeeze it out onto a palette because it's just going to be a very small amount that I'm using today. So here we go. One more time. Okay. I'm going to overlay it on the same one. And there you go. There you go. That's a cute little one. So one more time. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna just take the green from here and off we go to make another one. Okay, may not be perfect, but it works. Okay. So that's my first bookmark. As you can see, I got the ice creams in place. I could do a few more just to kind of give it the look of ice cream falling from the sky or whatever, but it looks fine as is, so I'm gonna just leave that and add some sprinkles. Okay. So for the sprinkles, I'm gonna just add some acrylic, bright colors. Whatever I see from my collection, I'm just gonna pick up a few bright colors here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Here you go, guys. So just kind of just go like little marks here and there with, which kind of looks like sprinkles falling from the sky. Sorry about the mess. I will have to clean that up properly later. Okay, some more green, very similar to the ice cream. And some yellow. Do not put the sprinkles on top of the ice cream. We're just gonna pretend. So here we have it. My first bookmark created with cardstock, some ice cream cone, and lino print. So if the water just splashed on top of the paper, I would not worry too much. I would just let it be, because it's gonna dry up. It's just cardstock. It's gonna dry up on its own. Okay, there we have it. Some more blue sprinkles falling from the sky. And we have some green, we have some purple, we have almost all the colors that we think would work well with this bookmark. So there's one last one that I do want to add, which is gonna be white. Okay, because it's pink cardstock, so white's gonna show really nicely on pink. Okay, so that's that. And here we have our very first cutesy pie bookmark. Okay, so now how are we gonna get the hole punched before we can put some ribbon in there? Okay, I'm not sure if y'all are aware, but these are the cutest little hole punchers that I've come across, and they are pretty much available in most stationery stores. And I'm gonna have to ruin one of my ice cream, I suppose. There you go. And that's the first one that we've created for today. Okay, so I do have a couple of options for what we want to use for the ribbon. So I do have a shoelace here. We could cut it and make it look like hot pink, highlighter yellow, you know, a nice little pop. Or we could use something like this, which is just soft ribbon, which would work really nicely with, you know, this cute little bookmark here with pink and all, very girly. And something like that, simple, you know, and that would be a great bookmark for a book like that. You just put it in and it works. There you have it. Okay, so that was one with lino cut, and pretty much us using it to print. So it's called print making. And now we're going to the second style that I promised, because we did discuss making 3 different styles. And so the second style I would go for would be something like, let me put this away. It's a lino Okay, so the second style would be something like this. Okay, so I did pre-cut the napkin. I have napkins, people, napkins. Napkins that we buy that look like that, and we don't want to ruin them. But actually, you know what? They make really good art stuff, you know? So I did cut one up, and I wanted to, you know, show you how it works with. Okay, sorry, that was my background. So then we want to try and see if we can create something with this beautiful little piece of napkin. I have tried this in the morning, so I know it works really well. I'm gonna use the cardstock in the middle to go over the napkin. Nice and neat, right? And then I'm gonna use some glue. I don't want to talk about brands as yet, but there's one very common one that people use for arts and crafts, especially. It gives this really nice glazed look once we use it on top of materials like so. So we have it right there. So one side is in, the other side's kind of being stubborn, so I'm gonna fix it. Don't do that. Okay. So that's done. So we have one side glued down, and so the other side's gonna get the same treatment, pretty much. Okay. If it's extra, you can always go right back in and grab it, just like that. And you know what? It is going to be a bit messy, so I do advise anyone that's going to try this to use some gloves. I prefer to use my hands and wash it off later. So it's just a different breed. Make sure everything's glued down, please, once we start cutting. We're going to want to see it all set and cleanly. You know, when you don't glue it down, it's gonna have this little extra opening, and that would not look very pretty. So we want to make sure whatever we want to see as a bookmark is sealed. Okay, so here we go. And I'm gonna use my finger. I'm sorry, it looks horrible on screen, but there is a better way to do it. And I would say use a brush maybe to do this, and a glove for sure. So this is what I would do to seal it in. And I'm telling you, once it's done, it's gonna look very much like a leather finished bookmark. So I do want to share that I do have some. Hey, look what I got. So I do have some earbuds, and I'm gonna use that to make sure I do the rest because it's kind of messy. Okay. So I'm gonna set it aside and let it dry while we take a moment to go clean up. And I am gonna make sure it goes on something that can support its drying process. And right now, the one thing I do have here in front of me that would help it is like the item that is gonna be going in for my third bookmark. So that's actually a silicone rubber base that you would normally use for baking. And I'm going to show you what I'm planning to do with it for the third bookmark. But for now, it works just good for letting this beautiful art piece dry up. So I want to share this pretty bookmark, the second one with you. I'm not ready to cut it off yet, but you can see it's kind of dried up a bit. And it's shiny. How pretty is that? And this is what I was talking about when you have no glue, when you make this bookmark. So I'm gonna go back in and put some more glue right there and seal it up again. Okay, so there we go, people. So that's much better. Go back in for some. So we managed to make the second one. I'm gonna just cut it up right now so you can see what it would look like if it were finished, but it's not dry to the extent I'd like it to be. When cutting, be very careful not to cut the pretty paper napkin. I don't want to waste my money by doing the same thing again and again. So in here we have the third bookmark. It's still a bit wet, so I'm gonna just punch the hole right there. Hopefully it's not too wet. Okay. You know what? I'm too scared. So I'm just gonna do something which I would normally do with my regular stuff, which is kind of cut a hole in it. Okay, so for the third one, folks, I'm gonna just quickly go over it. We don't really have a lot of time here, so I'm gonna have to put you on mute. I'm gonna try to go mute so that we can have a nice little short out of this. So I am going a little bit over time, so I am gonna finish up right now. As I promised, 30 minutes only. So if you do this, you can add some resin, and that would be beautiful. I'm sorry, I meant pigment, or just, you know, cut up your favorite items and lay it on top of the resin, and it would look just as stunning. So I am gonna not do any of those. I'm gonna see if I can just leave it as is and then lay this cardstock on top. Typically when resin dries, it would come out looking very similar to this. And it's easy to bend and break and whatnot, so we just cut it up with scissors to the size that we want. So hopefully you all enjoyed the 3 different types of bookmarks, and hopefully you will join me for another session. So here are the 3 we made today. The first one was very simple, and the second one, it's missing, but I promise you it's here somewhere. Oh, it just blew off. So the second one and the third one is just resin. It's curing, so it's gonna take time, so it's gonna look pretty similar to this. I will post photos once it's done, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye bye.